Alright guys, how's it going? Awesome Soul here, and I know you're staring at the login screen, but that's because, if you tried to play last night, you would have gotten the robo authentication error, like we all have. Of course, I'm joined by Verdant Dragon.
Hello.
And Obelisk.
Hello.
So
So,
serious.
yes, because we can't get in, we figured that we could talk about the aftermath, I guess you could say, of the Drognin stream that went on today. So, a user, Toby1248 on Reddit, has graciously posted the highlights, and that's what we're going to discuss.
All right, and some of what Toby has posted here is conjecture. We'll try to sort that out from what actually happened.
Indeed. So, since it's at the top of the list, I guess we'll do the nano changes.
All right.
So the right mouse button auto-aim is being removed. Now, I don't know about you guys, but personally, I'm kind of torn by that. Do you have any
That's
input?
a giant mistake. I think there's going to be so much outcry that they're not going to get rid of auto-aim completely. Because how else are you supposed to heal two bots at once? How else are flyers supposed to get any love?
Yeah. And flying bots as well. Like, they swoop down, they try and do, like, auto-heal. And if you've ever tried to attack a tower as a nanobot, you'll know that that's very hard because you can't zoom in.
I guess one thing that's good that could come out of this is it would completely nerf those four-man thruster stick platoons.
Yeah,
You have the medic that hides off the side of the map.
yeah, that's something that I do like about that. And sort of going into this, or well, I guess Calm. Not Calm. Oh my God, sorry, Verdant.
Oh, harsh.
Ouch, ouch.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes.
Get you some burn heal.
Yep.
I'm gonna go get the aloe vera plant. Be right back.
Okay. So yeah, do you have any input on that?
I from all the experience I have of playing the couple of medics I've made, I rarely use left click to heal. Rarely. I always hold right click to auto aim to heal. And personally, I don't like this change. Like, I slightly like the idea of a self-heal function, because if you're that solo medic on the team, you're not gonna get any love unless you go to the shield.
Yeah.
So with, the self-heal function, I think, solo medics will have a better time.
Yeah.
And another thing in the same vein is that good medics don't just sit there right-clicking and, sucking their thumb. They sit there right-clicking and they scout enemies. They look around.
Yeah.
They left-click when they need to.
You spot targets, look out for incoming air attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I always do.
Yeah.
And that's going to be impossible now. You're going to have to focus 100% on healing this dude or attempting to hurt this dude.
Yeah.
Yes. But going
Like,
more into the self-heal functionality, how do you guys think that's going to work? Because, at least for me, I think that is a really, really awesome feature. However, what I kind of would like is two nanoguns, one with the auto-aim feature and one with the healing feature. Now, I know that's probably not going to work, but just something to think about. I don't know, that'd be kind of cool to have.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. And you'd definitely have a schism then between battle medics and healer medics.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. The heal rate is going to be greatly increased overall, but there's going to be an overheat system added. What about that?
Depending on how they implement it, really.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I guess we will just have to wait and see with that one.
I really hope that instead of just adding it so that it's overheating constantly while you're attempting to heal, what I think they should do is nanos should overheat while they are being healed and being used at the same time. So only while self-healing would nanos overheat, or only while getting healed by another medic. That would really hurt those people who do the right-click rushes to bases with like a 2 or 4 medics, and it would also not really impact normal medics that bad.
Yeah, that would solve the 4-man medic platoon problem. Because I know that a lot of players have been having problems with that, and that's been one of the main gripes directed at FreeJam. That's probably causing, at least in part, this change.
Alright, and the last bit for the nanos there is the damage. Damage is supposedly, according to Toby1248 in his words, will be nerfed hard.
Yeah, I know you're not too
looking
happy
forward
about
to
that,
that.
Obelisk. You and your battle medics.
No, I love my battle medic. It got a little worse with the hover change with the new meta, but it still performs fairly well. It won't anymore. It'll be useless if they take away my damage.
Yeah, that will be a bit unfortunate.
All right, and I should have mentioned that earlier. Like another thing good medics do is know when to flip the switch and start hurting instead of healing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you've built your bot correctly, that is.
Yeah.
True.
Definitely.
Some medics
a lot
are
of
more
medics
so
do
about
just-
mobility. Like the flea. It's meant to get around the battlefield.
Yeah, there you go. Like a lot of medics do just build bots and build a block, stick nanos on it, and sit there right clicking with their eyes closed. But not the good ones, and this would mostly hurt the good ones, I think.
Yeah, so overall, what would you say, for the nano changes, yes or no?
Maybe. I'm stuck in between. I can't pick.
I'm gonna go with no, but also cautiously optimistic, because I was not liking anything about the whole Robo-MOBA type thing that they were going into, but I gave it a chance, and I genuinely enjoy the new mode more than I did Classic.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sort of torn. Like, I'm sort of sad to see that they're possibly getting rid of the auto-aim, because I have a few bots that are definitely built around that concept.
Yeah.
Although, the idea of a self-heal functionality, especially coupled with Teslas, would be really cool.
I can imagine the carnage now. Lawnmowers with a couple of nano guns. They charge into an enemy, heal back up, charge into another enemy.
Yeah, that's
Also-
something I was thinking about. What if you have a Tesla bot, but you have like 2 or 3 nanoguns surrounded by like a complete shell of armor? So people won't be exposed. They're just meant for healing yourself.
Yeah.
Something that could be abused, possibly?
Possibly. Something more to that is how would the nanogun really heal your own bot? Would it just like shoot a laser out into space and be like, "Hey, I'm healing myself," or would they have like a new animation for it?
They probably, you know how nanos glow when they're far away, but you can't see the lasers
Mm-hmm.
when someone is healing, even an enemy. It'd probably be something similar to that. But so your guns would light up, but there'd just be no lasers, and you'd start gaining health back.
Yeah. Maybe kind of like the base heal. It's just like random balls of light around you. I don't know.
Sounds silly.
Also, didn't they say like way back when they were just ballparking the supercomputer ideas that one of the abilities an SCU would have would be self-healing?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a powerful insta-heal, they were saying.
Yeah.
That's
like,
like
20,
instantaneously
25,
going to heal
50%.
50% of
Alright.
your health, I think.
Yeah.
But I feel like in a lot of cases, people would probably opt for one or the other.
Yeah, they said it would have, at least their spitballing idea thing, they said it would have like a 3-minute cooldown and would be one of the higher cooldown abilities.
Alright, well, we'll see. That's supposedly coming soon.
Yeah, after
Yeah.
Megabots, they said. That's further down in the list. You didn't hear that from me.
Oh,
Yet.
Yet.
Whoops.
So, garage updates. You guys want to move on to that?
Sure.
Oh, sure.
I think we've covered everything with Nanos.
Yeah, Toby was a little vague about the garage stuff, but I guess we'll do what we can.
Yeah, so he's written, FreeJam agrees it sucks, and all the changes that we've wanted are in the works. That's
Not exactly sure what he means by that.
rather vague, but maybe Drognin just simply said, yeah, they're all in the works.
Or he might or he could just be abbreviating. Maybe I know I saw Mark say something on Twitter that someone said, "Could you please add center of mass or total?" No, it was total mass indicator, like a number for counting mass, and he just responded with a flat out yes.
Yeah. See, a center of mass would be very good, especially for me. I like building jumping bots, and that's very hard to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if that one. Hopefully that one. People have been asking for it for as long as they've had anything flying.
Yeah. A weight indicator would be pretty cool as well. Ability to sort out your bays. I know I have my T10 spread all over the map, and it would
Yeah.
be nice to have them in one section.
It's not
Yeah.
good. 22 garages and no two bots next to each other the same tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because then I
All
can
right,
have them in order.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
guys want
about
to
it
add
for the
anything to
garage,
that?
though.
Hope it's as good as we hope it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess again I'll go with cautiously optimistic.
Yes. Oh, but the users will also be able to upload robots to the RoboShop, and others will be able to test drive them.
That
Now,
might be fun.
Yeah, but I want to know. I have to know. I don't want to know. I have to know. Will it be for RP or GC? That's one of the biggest sellers this is going to have to pick. They're going to have to pick.
Or every time somebody buys your robot with GC, you get an extra hour of premium.
Or do you like get a percentage of that GC or something? You know?
Yeah,
pretty
like,
cool.
what is there going to be an incentive to putting it on the RoboShop? Because like
Yeah.
these are your designs that like you've made, you've got it down to a T. You know, this thing functions perfectly, and now you're
Yeah.
setting it
Well-
out there and giving a whole bunch of other players your perfect, well-designed bot.
Well, I did see one user on the forum say, "Sorry, Thruster Sticks, but I'm putting your builds out there." So maybe if you do it like that, you oversaturate the entirety of T10 with Thruster Sticks, maybe they'll finally do something.
Oh God. Thruster
It would be
sticks
hell
everywhere.
for a month.
I can imagine the horror. It's like a bunch of T10 players. I could never really build a thruster stick. Now I can buy one on the RoboShop. Let's kill some stuff.
Also,
Yeah.
if you get to test drive it, are they gonna like restrict your camera zoom? Because otherwise, you can just look at the bot and be like, "Okay, this is what I need to build."
Yeah, and then copy it by hand. Although,
Yeah.
depending on how intricate the bot is,
Yeah.
it will take you like 3 hours for like some really well-designed bot. Especially if you're going back and forth and back and forth, and you're like, oh, I missed that one thing. What was that thing I needed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if like there are maybe hovers inside the bot that you can't see and you can't tell that they're there.
Well, for all the RoboShop bots, doesn't it give you a list of all the parts that you're getting when you buy it?
Just a few things. Like for the Scorpion it says, "Hey, you get these plasmas, you get you unlock, you know, the CPU and whatever you
Okay.
don't have." It doesn't say like, "Oh, you need 800 T10 blocks," you know, whatever.
All right. I've never actually bought a RoboShop bot. I've just gotten them through the external deals, like the Madork or the Humble Bundle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that covers everything in the garage update. Anything you guys want to add?
I wish he had been a little less vague with all the changes we want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we'll
But
just
I
have
am
to wait and
excited
see.
for the upload robots to the RoboShop. I want to see how they do it. Because if it's anything like how Pahimar did Equivalent Exchange 3 with the smart EMC values, where it takes the base materials used to craft an item and made the EMC from those items into that one item.
Okay.
He has some really cool way that he has his equivalent exchange mod doing its thing.
That's a Minecraft mod, I assume?
Yeah.
For the viewers that don't know. But yeah, so basically you're saying if you have the parts, it would give you a discount?
Oh, just a second. I found a post from Toby further down.
Oh.
Someone said, one question, what are the garage updates? So here we go. Here's a list of some of the stuff that he mentioned.
Ooh.
Upgrading all of one type of block.
Awesome. A lot of people have been
Reordering
wanting
your
that.
garages. That's the one we want.
Yeah.
Yes.
Reordering your garages and no clip mode. Those are the 3 that he singled out to mention.
Awesome.
Huh. So, no clip mode, like, you can fly into, like, an interior of your bot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So you can see what's
I'm
going on.
not very... I don't know if I'm very hopeful for that one, because I believe when Mark was asked about this same exact thing, his response was, what is no clip?
I'm sure he's been told.
Yeah, since then. But he said, like, someone responded, it's like when you go through it, and he's like, no, that'd be very hard. Hopefully they figured out how to do that a little easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am, if what Toby1248 says is correct, the stuff like upgrading all of one type of block, that will be so helpful.
Yeah, it'll especially be helpful for those people in Tier 1 who want to get to Tier 10 by the end of the day.
Yeah.
And something that I would like to see, just because I've done it a couple of times. One of my bots, the Dragon Kite Bomber I have, I made in T9. And I was like, hey, I wonder how this would do in T10. I still wanted to keep my T9 Bomber, though. I want to be able to copy that T9 Bomber into another garage. Yes, I have to pay for every one of the blocks unless I have them, or whatever. But I want to copy it and then upgrade it, you know?
No, that wouldn't really be too much of an issue, I don't think. Like, they say, like, they don't want to do blueprints because it hurts their pay, it hurts their income model.
Yeah, I totally
different
understand
garage
that.
things everyone says, but copying one of your robots into a different garage that you already own doesn't sound like that big of a deal.
Yeah.
They don't offer anything like that as a service. Like, blueprints would completely, like, why would I pay for garages when you give me blueprints?
Yeah.
But, yeah, copying a bot in a new garage would be fun. Then I could just fill all my garages with my T10 bot that I like.
Yeah, your
and then-
chump tank.
and then
Assuming you had the parts
12
for it.
first-time victory
Yeah.
bonuses.
Mhm.
And I mean, it should be alright that it keeps the first time victory bonus, because you're still spending the large sum of money to completely build the bot
Yeah.
True.
over again.
Well, it would
Maybe
be in its
if
own
they
separate garage, and the victory
Yeah.
bonus is garage-based, not bot-based.
Yeah.
Maybe if
Maybe,
they felt
like-
that it was too easy, they could make it spend the first-time victory bonus when you copy it. But
Yeah.
then after that, it's just a normal garage.
Or maybe just, like, 100 Galaxy Cash to copy it. Like, every player starts out with 100 Galaxy Cash anyways. That'd
Yeah.
be actually something they can use it for. Because currently there's no 100 or lower item that you can buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I used my 100 Galaxy Cash to make Uber Tech to get the first T10 armor cube.
Yeah, I guess you could use
I-
it for tech points, but that's not much.
No, it's not much at all.
Yeah.
I think I'm still holding on to my 100. I think I have like 171 GC on me.
I was at 3,000 for the longest time because I was sad because I couldn't just buy a month of premium anymore. So I didn't spend it, and I was like, what is this worth? It's worth absolutely nothing if I don't spend it. So I started buying stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Alright.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, it kind of covers everything. Thanks for digging up that other one, Obelisk.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so, cosmetics. I guess we can
Yay,
move on to that.
I'm hyped about this one.
I
Carbon
am very
6 will
excited
be
about
expanded.
number 2.
So what I'm
Well,
hoping
that-
from
that-
this
Yeah.
is every single letter, so I can spell out Awesome Soul on my bots.
Not
That would be
just,
awesome.
bacon, carbon, raccoon, boob.
Boobs.
Yep.
Grab boobs. as you tweeted out.
God.
Oh yeah, the tweet I made. God, some of those bots. Boob car, I've seen.
Maybe even
Poop car.
I don't know about my idea that I just had, but maybe even lower tier carbon parts once they get all the T10 parts done.
Yeah.
Well, that
they probably
goes
won't
into what
do
they're
that
kind
because
of saying. Where was it? All other rare cube types will be periodically available, and eventually one per tier.
eventually.
So
Okay,
there
well,
are.
hold on. You just skipped one. You skipped one that I've been waiting for.
I know, but
For
I needed to
months.
respond to what you were saying.
Halo cubes.
Yes.
Halo.
Yes.
Halo.
Yes. Yes.
Halo
yes,
cubes.
Yes.
100% confirmed for this October.
So if you couldn't tell by my name, Verdant Dragon. Verdant means green, or unless you're Kiba, it means, or it sounds like vermin and rodent. Don't keep it. I swear.
Well, you
don't.
just told all of Awesome
I
Sense
know.
people to call
I
you
know.
rodent.
Oh no.
Don't,
And
please.
if they didn't figure it out
Anyway.
before, they figured it out when I said it.
Anyway, verdant means green. Hollow cubes are green. It's like it was made for, not really, but it's just perfect. I love them. I
10
saw
times out of
them.
10, I would rather have the green than the carbon matte
Yeah.
armor or the T10 regular armor.
Yeah.
That's why I've been saving up money.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I
I
missed
think it
out.
just looks more sleek.
Yeah, I guess so. It would be nice to have a full bot of Halo Cube, though.
Yeah.
See,
Just
my
to say
bot,
you have it.
in
Yeah.
October, all I could do, sadly, was cover the outer layer of my bot, switch all the cubes over to green. So then when I deleted it, I had very weird numbers of each type.
I don't even think
You-
I was in T10 last October.
Yeah, same.
I was close.
You were lucky, Obelisk. I think I was like T5, T7 in October. And I was like, I need to hurry. I need to get to T10. I need these in my life.
And see, I was gonna grind a whole bunch of RP, but I was just burned out at that point because I made a bunch of money, and I sold as much stuff as my conscience would let me to finish getting my bot full of green. And I was like, no, I'm done. But this year's gonna be different.
Yeah. Hopefully.
This year is going to be different. I'm going to have 2 bots made out of hollow cubes, and I'm going to have...
Oh, I already have enough money to get about 1,700 of each type.
Nice.
Yeesh. If
I think that's
Robocraft
right
would
because
work,
it's
I'd be
approximately 38 million to get 1,000 of each type. That's cube, inner, tetra, and prism.
Wow.
So
Yeah. Speaking of
I'm
different,
almost
though,
there.
like you said, they are hinting at T10 Halo Wings.
Yes.
I would assume
I
Halo
don't-
rudders as well.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they didn't do that the first time, but I'm glad that hopefully that is in the works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get why they put them in T8.
They just wanted something special for T8. Like
I guess.
that was the time. That was around the time they were like really worried about getting something new in each tier. That's what they were like shifting around. They dropped the low tier hovers or the tier 1 hovers and the T1 gun like rail and that stuff. Just before that, they got rid of it.
Oh yeah.
So I figured that's why they put it in tier 8 instead of T10. They wanted to do something special for a lower tier.
Mhm.
But yeah, and like you said, awesome. All the other rare Q types, the rare armor T3, the quarterback in T4, the Overwolf in T5, and the Halo Cube
Yep.
armor for T10 will all be periodically available for specials, etc., and one for every tier eventually.
Yeah.
So, I wonder if that means hollow cubes in T1. Dun, dun. No,
I think
probably
it just
not.
means like instead we'll have a different option than brown. So I
Yeah.
can remake my tiny turd bots into something that doesn't look that bad.
Yeah.
I never associated the brown with turds. I always said chocolate. The chocolate bar, the chocolate
Right.
express.
Yeah. I
Okay.
actually saw a chocolate bar bot one time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now I know the next item on the list. I know Kibo was a little sad about that they're not going to be introducing painted cubes. I never even really heard of the idea of painted cubes, so
What?
I didn't
You
even know
didn't
that
watch
was a
my
thing.
video? How dare you?
Yeah,
I'm
he
sorry.
had a
I'm
video.
sorry,
I'm just
Awesome.
kidding. No, it's fine. Yeah. So I got a reply from that eventually from FreeJam.
Oh, you did?
And they were saying, oh yeah, we're thinking about ways like this, but I guess they figured that painting wouldn't be in their best interest, and I understand.
At this point in time, it would probably be too intensive.
Yeah, because I was
It would probably,
suggesting like a texture map for every block type, and they've also just introduced 2 brand new types of carbon armor. So
True.
they would need a texture map for that as well. And I don't know how they would go about doing that. So I see why they're not doing painted cubes. But as long as each tier gets like different
Special.
kinds of armor and maybe different styles of carbon cubes, like matte colors, then I'd be fine with that. As long as there's creative freedom to make
I
a
do think
bot look
matte
different. Rather than
I do
just like
think
a
having
solid color.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I do think having a matte color for every tier would probably be really good for the art bot people.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to make art bots.
Mhm.
A question about the letters. I've not played around with them too much. Is there, for like each letter, the CARBON, is there black with orange and then orange with black?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But it's basically one cube that
Yeah.
on each face is carbon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that. I
Yeah,
feel like,
I kind of would like a cube where it's individual lettering.
I feel like that would be a lot nicer. It would be a lot better to build with because then you'd only have the letter on one face.
Yeah, like,
And
one of the issues you have is the O is always pointing away from where you place the block. So if you're placing it on a block on the back, it's all really weird. And, yeah, you have to do scaffolding if you want it on certain blocks, and it's annoying.
Huh.
Yeah. But I guess
All right. Well,
going into the lettering, bot
Yes.
decals and like graffiti are in the works, so possibly that could be lettering.
I wonder if you're
Yeah.
gonna be able to do. I wonder if that just like graffiti, etc. I wonder if you're gonna put that on your own bot, or is that gonna be something you can like, as in, Source Engine games spray on the wall.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Like,
Like
You
in
would-
the hub.
yeah, no, like you would say, like, you know how the forums and your Robocraft account are linked? Or that is your
Yeah.
forum, like, Robocraft account, basically? So it would use your user image from there, and you could then, like, use one of the decal types to spray paint your forum logo onto your bot or something like that.
That would
Yeah.
be cool. I was just thinking of something funny, like put a maze on the wall. If you could, so that somebody stands there trying to figure it out, partner with
And
a
you
rail in
shoot
your
them.
platoon.
Yep.
Like, okay, that's where I'm putting the maze. Watch for it. But
And
then that
another-
also leaves, as what happens in Source Engine games, people will probably just use it for pornography.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there probably won't be anything where you submit your own stuff.
Yeah,
It'll
it
probably be like a list that, like, you can probably choose like damage graffiti to put on your bot to make it look battle weathered.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
So another thing with that is,
Bullet holes. Yeah.
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 For like upcoming clan stuff, would you be able to put like a clan logo?
Oh yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be the perfect use for it.
Now,
And you'd be able to put a clan logo on any bot, not even just like, so you advertise at
yeah.
all
Yeah.
times.
But again, going back to that problem you were having, if players could upload any image for their clan image, then would
Well, I
Yeah.
assume if they uploaded something inappropriate, they would get removed by, depending on the severity, they would get either removed, the clan deleted, and the members banned.
yeah.
Or,
I could see
if
that.
they're out in a game. If they're out in a game, the admins, the mods, they all play. they'll be spotted eventually.
Yeah, it would be a lot easier to spot a clan tag rather than just a single individual user's image.
Yeah.
Because that clan is in their database, and like I assume anyone would be able to search it up.
Yeah.
And everyone would be like, oh, I just played with some guy. What clan was he in? Oh, yeah. Oh, this clan. Oh, God.
The big green square.
Report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a leaderboard list for clans, and it shows like their image next to it.
Yeah.
So mods can just scroll through and be like, "Hey, that's pornography," or "That's not something you should have," and then do what they need to do.
Yeah, and a lot of people forget this, but this is a 13+ game. Like, if you sign up on the forums, you have to actually be 13 or older.
Or
Yeah.
you're breaking some kind of law.
Yeah, and I mean, like, we've already got people writing boobs on their bot, so if they have, like, an array of letters, you know what they're gonna see. People have made, like, penises, swastikas...
Speaking of penises...
Yeah.
That'll move us in to the next segment, the rounded cube.
Oh, God.
Imagine what people will be making with these rounded cubes in less than a week from today.
Yes, Com brought that up in a few videos back. He was like, think of the penises, and I'm like, oh God, you're right.
If not for me, think of the penises.
I'm a little excited about rounded cubes. I think that could look pretty cool.
Yeah, rounded cubes are going to be really awesome. It's going to open up a lot of unique build styles that people couldn't obviously have.
Yeah, like a floating sphere. Call it the Death Star.
Oh, yeah.
Or
actual Death Stars.
Spheres might be hard, though, because they don't have any... as far as I can tell, FreeJam doesn't have any, like, shallow curve. It's pretty much a prism. And it's pretty much a prism, inner, and a tetra.
Yeah. I've seen people asking for concave pieces as well.
I'm not sure how that would look. I mean, I guess a cube that instead of bowing out would go in, so I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm on the login screen, and the Carbon Wraith, it's got like a weird... it's supposed to be a circle, but if you had the concave, it would be an actual circle. It's this weird angular design currently. That's something to think about.
Like a octagon.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of that Carbon Wraith, why would that hover be mounted on the front, the part you point towards the enemy?
I know.
Yeah.
Like, that is a poor design choice.
Yeah. Oh well, it looks cool.
Yeah,
it's meant to look cool. There you go. And a lot of people have been saying, like, oh, these rounded cubes are going to replace all the angled cubes. Oh, no. But we have here, they're basically going to be unlocked with the same amount of RP as their parallel angled cube. So that means the angled inner is going to have a rounded inner version, basically. So no need to worry.
It looks a bit weird.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, because if they turned everything rounded instantly, that would cause a lot of problems. Everyone would be a bit annoyed by that.
Bots would be so ugly.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, you definitely do have to build a bot around this idea of round cubes.
Around.
Around?
Around and around and around and around and around. I'm getting dizzy.
Yes, so I guess that covers everything, unless you guys want to add something to the cosmetic section.
Hype for HoloCube! Hashtag HoloCube!
Oh gosh, yes.
Yep.
63 million RP and counting. Spending it all to get those unlocked.
Yeah. Tweet at Awesome Soul, me, and Obelisk. Well, Obelisk has a Twitter, I think. Maybe.
Yep.
Tweet at all three of us. Hashtag HoloCube hype.
Okay. Sure, why not? Okay, so bugs and updates, I guess we can move on. So, for all of you hover fans out there, Mark thinks that hovers are balanced as they are now, and speed will likely remain the same forever. Ever. Yeah, you get the idea.
ever.
So
Yeah.
if it's the hovers I've been dealing with before, I haven't really played them recently, but if it's the hover speed I've been dealing with before, where they aren't very quick at all, and that tracks can outrun them, I'm kind of upset.
Well, see, another thing with that is, apparently applying more hovers applies more brake as well, so thrusters won't help you if you have a lot of hovers. In fact,
Hmm.
the thrusters will speed you up and then the hovers will stop you.
I thought that was a bug.
No, he definitely was on Twitter defending it.
Okay,
He
then.
said more hovers applies more brakes when going above the hover top speed.
Yeah, but I don't know. With that, like, in defense of the whole hover thing, people need to realize that this game is in alpha, and they're always tweaking things in order to balance things and make them, like, they have a certain idea in their head, and they want hovers with this to fit this role. So, people loaded up their hovercraft with, like, tons and tons of blocks, and were making, basically, floating land ships. That's not going to work anymore.
Yep.
Like,
I have a
hovers are meant to
740
be light, fast, scout-type units, and if you're weighing them down, then go with treads. If you want a tanky armored bot, go with treads, right there. If you want
Yeah,
something fast,
but
like, lighten your load, basically. Use more electroplates. Because sure,
Yeah,
they're
but-
fairly heavy, but CPU-wise, they're... You know, anyways, I've cut you off enough. Say what you need to say.
I want to
just-
yell at you. I want to yell at you bad. I'm gonna go first, Obelisk, because I
Okay.
want to punch. I want to go out throwing some punches. Tracks, as is, with even the 10% reduced speed, at least for me, seem a bit too quick when they're max overclock. They hightail it around the map.
Yeah,
Well,
I do
before
agree
the
with that. They
update-
are a tad ridiculous when overclocked.
Did you
Yeah.
guys have tanks before the new meta?
Yeah, no,
Were
yeah,
you
no,
using
I
tracks?
I do not want tanks to go back to the way they were, trust me.
No.
Where if you chose the wrong direction at the beginning of the map, well, you're screwed because you're never going to see anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean,
I'm not saying a massive nerf to the overclock speed, I'm just saying, like, another 10% maybe.
yeah. But the issue I had was going back to when I played on my T9 hover. Normally that thing is flying around, being quick because it's light, it's supposed to be fast. I have extra thrusters on it to make it fast. And normally it's zooming around, getting to places. When I started playing it after the meta updates and everything, I would start the battle and a tracked vehicle would be like 10 feet ahead of me, 20 feet ahead of me, just pulling away super quick compared to my slow hover.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how? That makes no sense. I am light enough to be off the ground, while you are fat enough to be stuck when you go over the slightest of bumps. How are you faster than me? It was so stupid and it aggravated me so bad I had to switch spots.
Yeah, I scrapped my hover medic because it just didn't work that well. Well, that was like back when electroplates still sucked. So
Yeah.
I got this crappy slow bot that was like made of like 200 blocks and a lot of electroplates. And
Well, goodbye to that late game.
it wasn't a very good bot to begin with, anyways.
And what I was gonna say was for hovers, the point for hovers was to have a somewhat tanky build that could completely avoid 80% of all plasma bombers.
Yeah.
And you can't do that with tracks. Tracks are so big, they get shot off so quickly in higher tiers. Even in low tiers, they get shot off really quickly. I don't think the solution to wanting a tanky build should be switch movement types. I really don't think heavy hover should be as slow as they are currently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were fine before. Like, there was nothing wrong. Even though hovers still had a carry limit, they just wouldn't get you off the ground if you were too heavy.
Yeah.
If you weren't using enough. Why didn't they just do that? Make people use more hovers, then they can't even have those tanky heavy hover builds. That would have been a nice solution. Instead of completely ruining people's builds, make them change how they build it. Instead of being like, hey, you could still use that. Not.
Yeah.
Well, you can still use it. It's just you're really slow.
And
And-
for a lot of those builds, though, that's a death sentence.
Yeah.
And
But I
for
don't-
the too long didn't read, pretty much I feel hovers just need to be tweaked a bit more.
Yeah.
Or
I'm-
hovers or caterpillar tracks.
I'm okay with hovers. Maybe a slight buff, but I don't know.
I feel like the only imp weight it could go a couple ways. They could make it so that if you're over the carry weight, you go a little bit slower, but you also can't hover as high
Yeah.
because that would go against the I don't like plasma bombers deal. Even though plasma bombers are nowhere near as prolific as they were when these hovers were the king of the game.
Yeah. That's just a problem with wings, though.
All right, the list.
Yeah, let's get
Got a
back
little
on
off
track,
there.
I guess.
Where were we?
So
Ejector seats.
Ejector seats are an intended feature, not an exploit. Mark actually recommended them to Drogon and Spot during the live stream. Anything you guys want to add
That's
to that?
good. Ejector seats are hilarious. Use them. Use them.
Yeah.
There's nothing funnier than a bot that only has one section on its pilot seat getting one shot.
Yeah.
If you defend it well enough, it can be really well done.
Yeah.
But even before medics, those were a thing, just to deny kills and try to survive to the end of the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really funny. You'd go to the
And now
cam and it's like,
with the
where's the enemy? It's like, he's over there. He's like at the very top of the map, like in the skybox, wedged in the corner.
And especially now with the shield, if you have a single thruster on your seat and you get a good spin going, you can travel anywhere.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
with the new flip mechanic, you don't even need an alignment radar, so you can flip yourself from anywhere and get yourself moving again.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in the
I
right direction.
yeah.
In fact, you know
Definitely.
what? As soon as Robocraft starts working again, I think I'm gonna try an actual escape pod on my T10 tank. See how I like it.
Cool.
You need to screen share or something with me on Skype or something, because I was messing with ejector seats, and every single time, like, I see ejector seats that other people have made, and they fly straight up, and they, like, curve off to the side, and they're balanced and everything. The ones I made just spun out on the ground. Like, my guy was getting dizzy throwing up in his helmet if he still had a helmet. The robot was like, my circuits.
Oh god.
It's very weird how ejector seats work. Sometimes they work perfectly fine. They spin you right. You just tap W a few times and you go the right direction. Sometimes they spin you too much like that. Sometimes they spin you not at all and you literally go face first into a flat wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know any way to predict it.
Yeah, I've seen them kind of go all over the map. I've seen them, like, on the ground, grinding along the ground, but they're still going perfectly straight. It's really weird.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, next thing that I'm sure a lot of people will be happy about, the rudder
So
bug.
happy about this.
The rudder bug is finally, in italics, mind you, been recognized and is being worked on.
So happy for this one.
I think what they were working on before when FreeJam said rudder bug was some obscure thing that happened to almost nobody. But it happened to FreeJam once, and they're like, okay, this must be the bug everyone's talking about. And
Yeah.
now, hopefully, please, FreeJam, please, fix it so that every other time I respawn in one of my helium drones, the rudder makes me unable to fly.
Yeah. Since we have at least I feel that we've discovered that FreeJam watches your videos awesome. If you are listening, FreeJam, it's not just the rudder that bugs out. I have thoroughly tested. It's also the aerofoils. I have had my front right aerofoil on my Dragon Kite shot off.
What garage is
And-
it in? What garage is it in?
Garage. I don't remember what garage it's in. It's
They need that info.
17. I don't remember. Anyway, the front right aerofoil got shot off. I flew back into the shield, got it healed, and it still was dipping like I was missing that aerofoil, and it ruins flying around on any kind of flyer.
Yeah. I don't usually use a lot of flyers, but I have a rail glider, the Watcher. I'm sure you've probably seen it in some of my gameplay videos, but it has 2 rudders at the back. So I wander back to base, get healed, come back out, I start flying over, and it happens. And in that one time, I'm like, oh god, I feel their pain. I feel it. Yeah, it wasn't fun. Even for a little glider that goes low to the ground just to get around, it's still kind of annoying.
Yeah.
So yeah, really glad they're fixing that.
I think I've gotten multiple rudder/aerofoil bugs on my bot, and I went to fly and instantly did a flip and was on my back, and I'm like, I hate this.
Yeah, you can have the one that always gets me is you have a rudder mounted on the back of a block, so it's pointing backwards. And sometimes it works fine, and sometimes it acts like it's rotated 90 degrees. And I just don't understand.
It's very annoying. That's all I have to say.
Also, you mind if I move something up the list real quick?
Go ahead.
It makes more sense to put this one next. What FreeJam is going to be aiming for coming up now is a weekly update schedule, which I am extremely excited about. That's what I've wanted this whole time. A lot of updates with tiny tweaks between the huge updates.
Yes.
Yeah, that will be really nice. Like, even if it's just like, oh, we added these cosmetic things. You want bullet holes on your bot? Now you can. It's like, wow, thanks, FreeJam. That sure is swell of you.
Even if the update is just, we tweak these things server-side, no update for you. Even them saying that would help so much and make so many people think like, oh, hey, FreeJam cares.
Yeah, like FreeJam's actually working. They're not disappearing and, off, like, playing their game without anyone knowing. They're actually doing things behind the scenes, helping out all the Robocraft players.
And no, I'm sure they are actually, like, working hard.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, of course they are. But, like, they do from time to time go fairly silent, and it's like, what's happening? Where's our news? Anything,
it's
Twitter,
like being blindfolded.
Nothing. No.
It's like being blindfolded. It's like, I don't know where anything is anymore. Where are you? Hold my hand.
Yeah.
And then, awesome, the reason I moved that up is it made sense to put that before the next bit of news so that people aren't so hyped like, oh my god, an update. Hopefully this is them moving to the weekly update schedule when they announce...
So, Megabots. Remember them? No? Okay.
Things that are big?
Anyways.
Mega?
Well, yes. Alright then.
Yeah, those big guns that you've been getting killed by in T10 a lot? Yeah.
Oh,
they're gonna be getting their own tier.
Oh.
No, they're not. Anyways, Megabots are going to be reintroduced, I assume, into T10, and apparently
probably.
T9. Because you can do them in classic mode now. In the next couple of weeks. No actual date, they just said in the next couple of weeks. And then that's going to be followed by, finally, the SCUs. Which is going to be awesome.
Forget Megabots. I want that flipped.
Yeah.
I want it flipped. I want the SCUs yesterday.
Yeah.
So, with one of the few things that FreeJam really didn't mention in one of the newest hotfix patch notes, the SCU that sits in your pilot seat has started to like glow translucent. Like it's, hey, there's something that could be here. It's not here, but it could be here. I'm wondering if that will like change because they had different models for different SCUs. I wonder if that SCU in your pilot seat will change.
Well, in battle it says gray next to it.
Yeah.
Like that's gray. That's the gray SCU.
Yeah.
So that's the default one. So I'm assuming that's exactly what it means, is that it will change.
Yeah, because it's basically what I see it as. It's a hologram. So you're not going to
Yeah.
house this expensive supercomputer in your bay when you're building. You'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going into battle, now install the supercomputer and send it out.
All right. Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm excited about Megabots as FreeJam seems to be, because
Yeah.
according to our boy Toby, they seem very excited by the implementation of megas, and the word awesome was used multiple times.
Hey,
Now,
awesome! You got
unless-
multiple
you say.
shout-outs.
Unless they were talking to you or talking
Yeah.
about you, it seems like they are very pleased with themselves.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
The
With,
initial rollout of Megabots was a little disappointing. But hopefully they've sat down and possibly introduced Mega Legs FreeJam.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah, okay.
you know it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Please, I'm begging you. Anyways,
All I really have to think about is the one big issue that is like in my face right now is, will Megabots just be like, hey, Mega, go suicide rush their base? You know, or will it be something more useful? Like, this Mega can capture a point that's going to help out the entire team, and only the Mega can capture it. But that would be an entirely different thing to add. I just feel like they're just going to be something to suicide run over and over.
it
Well,
could be.
also
No, well, the thing is, though, when they were building up the hype for this new game mode, they were saying that Megabots are going to have a longer respawn time, and they're also going to have a much harder time overclocking. So I wonder if they're going to keep that, or are they going to change that?
One thing I know is that one of the guns on my Megabot is very tall, up in the air, kind of set to be a decoy, but at the same time kind of meant just so I could get that sixth gun on there. And
Yeah.
I don't think I can fit under any of the fusion towers.
Yeah,
Wow,
and that's
it's that
exactly what I
tall?
was kind of wondering about. Are Megabots going to interact with the fusion towers in a different, unique way?
Yeah.
It's like
Are they gonna
it's like
put them on,
17 blocks
like-
tall, I'm pretty sure.
Like, if you bring your Megabot up to a tower, can you put it on lockdown if you have it captured? So you get the Megabot going around, like, oh, Megabot, go to this tower quick. We'll escort you. Put it on lockdown. Or something like that.
That'd be nice.
And like it activates like a complete encompass shield around the tower. So it protects the crystals and it's on complete lockdown. But if you take out the Megabot, it unlocks, or if the Megabot leaves, it unlocks.
Yeah, maybe gets far enough away, or maybe it only stays like that for 2 minutes.
That could be nice, but then also that would be kind of boring to play as the Megabot. Be like, everyone on your team yelling at you, just go sit over there.
Yeah.
Sit in the corner.
Go,
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
capture
I
this
guess so.
tower. You go sit on it, and we'll have a shield forever. You know.
Yeah, the thing
And,
is, though, you want to have a reason to get the Megabot out of the base. Because a Megabot on defense, oh my god.
It's bad enough with rails and a few SMGs. Imagine a Megabot, 6 Mega SMGs that are already overpowered when there's like 2 of them, tearing through any bot that gets close to the shield.
Another thing, guys, is I don't know how much Classic you've been playing lately, if any at all, but
Not
I've been
much.
reading stuff on the forums about it. Even before they switched Classic up to Overclock 4, Megabots were already outrunning their teams.
Wow.
And I guess that was just when the new meta happened. Mega Wheels got a buff and bigger than everything else. So now, when it's at Overclock 4, it's even worse. So
Yeah.
what I'm worried about is before you get your first tower, your shield's not up yet. What's to stop the whole enemy team from doing a amorphous blob Megabot rush at your reactor?
Yeah.
Respawns are only like 2 seconds at the very beginning, so you kill them, you get a few overclock cycles, they all respawn, and then they can go do their game stuff, but how much damage do they do to your reactor in the meantime?
Yeah.
Yes, but you forget Megabots are going to have a longer respawn. So that 2 seconds is going to be 4 seconds for the Megabot.
Oh boy.
Well, and guess what? If someone's like, hey, I'm gonna help you all out, escape, leave. Now you have like 6 seconds where you're already back in the game, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The next two bits go together with that as well.
Yeah, so
Apparently-
4x4
yeah.
Megabot games were trialed and abandoned because they weren't fun. I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder when they tried that though. Did they try it or when Megabots were first implemented, when it was just SMGs and wheels, or did they
Yeah.
try it after they put in hovers and plasmas, so there was some variety? But at the same time, I could kind of see how a 4v4 game wouldn't really be that fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had trouble getting used to 7v7.
Yeah.
Yeah. And larger Megabot teams aren't feasible due to performance concerns. So I assume they mean 2 Megabots per team. They can't do that. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
1 Megabot per team is perfectly fine. As long as they stick with the 7 versus 7. And one of them being the Megabots.
Oh, what if they just add the Megabot as an 8th? I don't think it would be that bad.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
But also, I think that might also have been referring to 7v7 Megabots only, because that would be crazy on the performance for the server.
Yeah, definitely. It's
But I
already
feel
crazy in your garage.
Anything that says it's not feasible due to performance concerns needs to add a "at the moment" at the end, because hardware's always improving.
Yeah.
Going back to the 4v4 Megabot games, going back to the time I was in Classic, back before the meta update, I may have been one of those people that built their Megabot mainly out of lower tier blocks because I couldn't afford T10 blocks.
Rainbow Mega.
Oh god.
And even with the lower tier blocks, I was still surviving quite a while. I can imagine 4v4 Megabot games as you're sitting there shooting at a guy for 2 minutes straight, yelling, die, 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 and nothing's happening to his bot. Yeah. Die.
But did you have medics, Verdon? Because in those 4v4 games, there would be no medics. You'd shoot a guy's gun off or shoot his wheels off, and he is a turret. You shoot his guns off, and he is useless.
I brought a Megabot into a challenge mode one time. They shot all my guns off. I was at 75% health still, just hovering around. Couldn't do anything.
It would have been sad if they just capped the base then instead of killing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them actually did, but they did end up killing me.
Okay. I was a little sad about the next piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hub and the pit are on hold, but they are queued up for the new devs to tackle. I'm fine with this. The pit, I would have liked more so than the hub.
Well, see, the hub would allow you to show off your Megabot. Something you don't really get to do. People see your Megabot, and they don't get to see it.
The mega art bots that people have made, mechs and, buildings with, carports and stuff. Or not carports, the parking lots. Why did I say carports? That's pretty interesting for people to do, and you would actually be able to go show that off in the hub.
Yeah.
And when they were trying to market the new meta, be like, hey guys, the new game is going to be so much better than the old game. Those were two of their heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see why they're not focusing them though. That's understandable.
No.
They are and always have been side things. They're not this brand new game mode. It's of course they want to put it into the new big capture the base kind of thing. Because you can't really call it the meta anymore, because that was...
True.
They called it the meta when they were going to scrap the classic mode, but then they have the classic mode. So there's two metas going on here. So...
The new game mode, then.
Exactly, yeah.
Reactor game mode.
Yes. That covers all the bugs. Oh, I guess they're buying a lot of pesticide, they've said. if you couldn't get that, pesticide kills bugs, and they're squashing bugs, so that's always good.
That's what they're working on, most of it. Probably why we don't have the the barriers on the fusion towers yet.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't it barriers near the fusion shield though, not like on it?
Near the towers.
Yeah, near the tower, not on it.
Mhm.
Yeah. I assume they're like mini versions of it that you could pass through, but you couldn't shoot through or whatever.
And
Yeah, people were
probably
saying
couldn't heal.
like there was going to be either one. Like you could shoot through it, like only your team could shoot through it, or it was going to be like I've heard rumors that it might just be a smaller fusion shield around the tower.
That would be really awkward to get around, I think.
Yeah.
Just like lots of little bubbles all over the map. More rail camping spots.
Oh god.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the closing things, they're going to be doing more streams because, like I said in the beginning of this podcast, I said all this news came from Drognan's stream, which is pretty awesome. He hasn't done those in quite a while. I looked back on the forums and they're like, this one random thread, and it's like, oh, I dug up the old streams. I'm like, they did streams? What? And it was like 2003. I'm like, whoa. Or I think it was 2003, maybe 2004 or something like that.
Yeah.
Either way, it was old.
Yeah, but they're going to be doing those a lot more on a weekly occasion, but possibly sooner. So that might be cool.
Yeah, and the for anyone who cares, the official new Twitch that they're going to be doing these supposedly weekly streams on is going to be twitch.tv/FreeJamGames, all one word. And I'm sure Awesome can link this for you all.
Oh
But,
yeah, gee, thanks. Make more work for me.
Yeah,
No,
Hey,
yeah, it'll be in the description down below.
and
I
this
already
is the part
probably
where I
made
drop
them
the
want your
F-bomb 20
Twitch and
times.
stuff. So.
If I don't remember, pester me in the comments.
Yep, and it's not hard. I mean, you could just pause it to twitch.tv/FreeJamGames.
Yeah, exactly.
We could do this like a commercial. Twitch.tv/FreeJamGames. That's twitch.tv/FreeJamGames.
Call now.
Remember-
Get your free jam games for, I don't know.
$19.99.
There's no infomercials up here in Canada.
Well, that's more like a radio commercial, I suppose.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, we do have those.
Either way, I'm excited. I have followed their Twitch so that, and normally I don't do this with Twitches because like a lot of the streamers I follow, I'm actually friends with. So when they're streaming, like I can see it. Like on Steam, they'll be like playing this game, and it'll
Hi.
say busy or something. Hi guys.
Hello.
And so this is one I've actually set to notify me when the broadcaster goes live because I don't know these people. I don't know FreeJam. They don't know.
I don't know them on a personal level. I don't know that
Exactly.
they're like they go play Magicka and have bought me a game. No, I'm kidding.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I would recommend going to follow that because if they're doing more streams like that where they're dropping all these truth bombs right on us in the stream, you
Yeah,
know,
it's a really good way to get insight. And of
Yeah.
course, I couldn't actually attend the stream that was today, but
I
I,
didn't even know it
assume
was
they're
happening.
probably going to be answering questions in the chat.
Yeah.
I
if
mean,
you wanna-
I guess that's where a lot of these bug things came from. Like, how else would they know about the real rudder bug? Finally,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to go ask them something, make sure you go follow them on Twitch, and you'll be alerted when they stream. Go
And
catch-
remember,
twitch.tv
guys, that's
/FreeJamGames.
twitch.tv/FreeJamGames.
Yep.
Alright, you just
So
wanna-
yeah,
you
that
wanna do
pretty
a
much
quick run through.
covers
all the points?
everything. Yeah. You said you want to do a run through?
Yeah, just really quick. Just hit all the bullet points. Go, Awesome, go.
Okay, so we have the nanos. So the right mouse button is being removed and being replaced by a self-heal function. That's planned, not guaranteed. Heal rate is planned to be increased greatly, but they're adding an overheat function. Damage versus enemies is going to be nerfed hard. This little hard being added on the end there.
Yeah.
Garage updates. FreeJam agrees that the garage currently sucks. Multitude of changes. Obelisk, do you have that list still?
Yeah, just a sec. There it is. Such as upgrading all of one type of block, reordering your garages into whatever order suits you, I suppose, and no-clip mode.
Yep. And users will be able to upload robots to the RoboShop and possibly purchase them, or have others purchase them. I don't know why you'd want to purchase your own bot, but yeah, maybe if you want to have two, who knows?
Maybe that would be the copying
Anyways.
thing. Oh.
And people will be able to test drive them, I assume, before purchasing them. That wasn't specified,
yeah, normally
but
a test drive.
I assume that makes sense.
Yeah.
The Carbon
Not a
6
cosmetics.
line is going to be expanded. I assume every weapon type's going to get a Carbon 6 version. Maybe more Carbon letters. Who knows?
Thrusters and legs.
Thrusters and legs. Legs, please. You know how much I love my walkers. Hollow
Airflies
Cubes
would be
are
interesting.
confirmed to be returning this October.
Yay! Much hype. Hashtag HoloCube hype. Tweet at us. Do it.
Alright,
Also, we'll have that as an inscription, maybe, possibly. Who knows?
uh-huh. I'll see. T10 Hollow Wings hinted at. All other rare cubes are going to be pushed out periodically, every now and then for special occasions. That'll be good because I am missing the quarterback armor.
Yeah.
And I like blue, and that's a very nice shade of blue.
It is, and it actually goes really well with the orange, which is surprising.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you've seen my channel art, blue and orange.
Exactly, there you go.
I could make an awesome bot. There we go. Yes, and then every other tier is going to get their own sort of rare/unique cube type. You know, like the tier 5 Overwolf, or the tier 3 rare cube, or the tier 4 quarterback cube, like I said. Painted cubes will not be included, but bot decals, graffiti, etc. are in the works. Rounded cubes are coming out next week. That's going to be awesome. Yep. Unlockable, the parallel standards of the shape. So, like I said before, the flat inner and the rounded inner are going to cost the same, but they are going to be separate block types.
All right.
Yep, hovers are most likely going to remain the way they are currently. Ejector seats are an intended feature, not an exploit, so no need to worry. Rudder bug is going to be fixed. Megabots are going to be added in the next couple of weeks, followed by the SCUs. And they seem to be very excited by the implementation of Megas. They are quoted as using the word awesome. That'll be, well, awesome.
Awesome for awesome.
Awesome for awesome. 4v4 Megabots were tried and abandoned because it was not fun. Larger Megabot teams are not feasible due to performance issues, so no 2 Megabots per team. Hub and Pit game types are on hold, but the new devs they've hired are queued up to tackle those. FreeJam is aiming for a weekly update schedule, and much of the development effort has been going into pesticide.
Squash those bugs. Spray
Squash
the
those bugs.
Kill them. Kill them all.
Yes.
And of course, the more streams. So, you know,
At
remember
twitch.tv/FreeJamGames.
That's twitch.tv/FreeJamGames.
And if you didn't catch that, it's twitch.tv/FreeJam. Wait, brain, no, Free Jam Games. Yes.
Too much
Yes.
awesome, too much brain.
Yes, it's over.
I can't brain. Too much free jam. It's
I
been
can't brain
jammed.
too much Free Jam.
Strawberry jam.
It's Free Jam in my brain.
Anyways, I guess that covers everything, unless you guys need to add something.
Again,
that's it.
that's Free Jam. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Just tweet at us if you're hyped for Hollow Cubes, or put in comments below if you're hyped for Hollow Cubes. I know I am.
Tweet it, Verdant. Tweet it, Verdant.
Tweet. I don't know. It's hot in my room. I'm like, I just feel blah.
He's dead, Jim.
So with that, you guys can sign off. Verdant.
I guess I will see all your tweets later. I hope you guys enjoyed this rather possibly boring, possibly chatty video. Obelisk.
Let's hope the RoboAuth bug gets fixed soon, because as much as I like talking about the game, I like playing it quite a lot more.
Yeah.
Yes. I personally thought this was a very successful podcast-style video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, but yeah, let me know down below if you'd like to see more of these. I don't know if we will anytime soon, but if there's a massive, massive news dump sometime, we might do this. Depends on your feedback. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I've been the Awesome Soul. Thank you so much for watching, and I've cut off Obelisk. You can say something now.
I was just saying I was saying it'd be cool to do another one.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
Sounds good to me. So with that, I've been the Awesome Soul, as always, and I will see you next time. Take care.
Bye.